Smith.
Thanks, Charlie. Hey, Renegades, it's Sean Smith. We're going to talk about the Preds' loss to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, first things first, Bridgestone's getting a little bit out of hand with the opposing team's fans. They were all over Bridgestone tonight, very loud, got a little bit uncomfortable. Not great in there. But let's say this, the team lost, and it's disappointing. It's disappointing for a variety of reasons, and one of the biggest reasons is the Predators somehow still in this playoff race. And let me explain is that they're just 5 points behind the Jets. And the thing is, you see, the Jets have played more games than the Predators. The Preds have games in hand, and realistically, if the Preds can win a few games here and kind of make up some ground, then they're right in the hunt. And the Jets, as much as they're playing a much weaker schedule, they don't seem super motivated to win. It's very bizarre. But here's the thing. Unfortunately, the Predators played against the Maple Leafs tonight, and they are the sixth best team at the time in the NHL. And, of course, the next team they play is the Boston Bruins, which happen to be the best team in the NHL. The Jets, in that same time frame, play one game against the lowly San Jose Sharks. Yes, it's the West Side Story game. As the Jets face the Sharks, there will probably be a lot less snapping than you'd like, and probably a lot more bad hockey on the side of the Sharks. But that's what we mean when we say that they have a much easier schedule. The Predators are facing top-tier teams. The Jets are facing, I don't know, are the Sharks even trying? I mean, they want to be last in the league, right? They want a chance at Connor Bedard. I assume they're not going to pull out all the stops to try to beat the Jets. Either way. And then again, at the same time, the Boston Bruins, I mean, they've pretty much got this thing wrapped up. How big of an effort do they want to put out against the Preds? Maybe the Preds can pick up some points there. And that's what you've got to remember headed down this stretch, is that it's not necessarily as simple as it seems. Until the Preds are statistically eliminated from making the playoffs, I think they're going to continue to fight. And fight's what I really want to talk about, and I don't mean punching. I mean playing your tail off every game. And you can be upset about the team losing. You can be upset about all the injuries. You can be upset about the fact that the team is this close to the playoffs and they're not getting the wins. What you can't be upset about is the way these young guys are playing. You've got guys playing in the NHL right now that have been AHL players for the majority of their career. They're getting opportunities to play not just in the NHL, but to play a lot of minutes in the NHL against top-level teams in the NHL. If these guys are going to make an argument for continuing their career at the NHL level, this is their chance to make it. And you're seeing those guys put everything on the line. You can't tell me that Kiefer Sherwood hasn't played and given everything he has to give on the ice out there. He knows he's playing for his next season. And it's impressive to watch. And at the same time, you're getting to see a lot of guys that you'd only heard about before playing down in Milwaukee, the Luke Evangelistas and the Igor Afanasyevs of the world. And that's exciting. So a lot of people with the Duchesne news, Duchesne, of course, week to week with an upper body injury. Looks like he stopped the puck with his hand. Not good. And there's only week to week for the season too. So that's all that's left is week to week. So Duchesne, more than likely, probably not going to come back. The reality here is that as much as this team keeps getting knocked down, they keep getting back up. They didn't hear no bell, and they keep going back and fighting. And that's what you want to see out of this team right now. Yes, who knows what it means for the rest of the season. Most of the team's players that started the season with the Preds are no longer on the team or are injured, and that's not what you want. But we'll say this. Let them fight for the rest of the season. Let some guys make their case. Let them earn a spot on the team. Then everybody's going to get healthy in the offseason. Then we'll see what happens in the offseason with Barry Trotz as the general manager. Maybe they can come back a lot stronger. Maybe they're going to skip some of those years of being down in the doldrums. And that's what you don't want, is you don't want to be the San Jose Sharks. My God, who would want to be in that position right now? Would you like to be a Sharks fan, cheering and hoping for your 10% chance at the number 1 overall pick? What a crappy way to live your life as a fan, just sitting there, just hoping your team loses and sucks their way to the bottom. so they can maybe have a 1 in 10 chance at a trajectory altering player, which is just a 1 in 10 chance. You almost have better odds shooting dice, man. Come on. Anyway, that's about all I got, Charlie. I do want to say one more thing. If you were at Bridgestone either of the last 2 nights of hockey, there was a very, very special opportunity that you may have missed, and hopefully it's not going away. But they've had some blackberry ice cream. It's purple for Hockey Fights Cancer, available behind section 107 at the Dippin' Dot stand, and I'm going to tell you that it is out of this world heavenly. Hopefully I've convinced everybody to go out and try it. Hopefully Sean Henry, the president of the team, had it and understands that it needs to be made a permanent part of the Predators' offerings on a nightly basis. But let me tell you, if you didn't get any, not only you're missing out, but you're doing yourself a disservice. If it's still there the next time the Preds play, I strongly recommend you go by and get it. And hopefully, if you're out there hearing this, you believe me. Oh, and by the way, Renegades, so nice to see so many of you out at the Home Base Freakout 2 the other night. Tailgate Brewery. Had a great time talking to everybody. Hopefully I got up on stage and entertained you and didn't make a fool of myself. But it was nice to see everybody, and it's so nice to actually see the people who I'm talking to when I say, hey, Renegades. And I think that's awesome to be a part of this community where you guys all can kind of come together around hockey, and it's really cool. So thank you, everybody, for coming out. Those of you who couldn't make it, hopefully you make it to the next one. Hopefully there's going to be a Home Base Freakout 3 coming up at some point, but you're going to have to talk to Crazy Charlie about that. Renegades, that's all I got. Charlie, I'll send it back over to you.
The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know, because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions.